Welcome everybody to the Single and Stiletto Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima and I'm a dating and relationship coach and founder of Dream Bachelor and Bachelorette and also of Single and Stilettos. Today we have on our show Iris Benrubi, and she's a relationship coach, and today we're talking about what's blocking me from finding love, because I know sometimes, ladies, it can be so hard to get out there, and sometimes you're not really sure why you can't find love. So before we jump into it, Iris, I would love for you to tell our audience a little bit about you and how you became a relationship coach.
All right. So before I even became a relationship coach, I was a psychotherapist, and then I went through a divorce. And then I shut down. I pulled back. I was afraid to get hurt again. And I had to learn myself what it takes to deal with the pain, grieve, move forward in a way that allowed me to stay safe and create the dream relationship. And then I decided, oh, this is what I want to do for other women. I want to teach them how to move out of a broken heart and to get past those things that block them from a healthy relationship so they can have their dream relationship.
Well, it's always good to have somebody guiding you that's gone through something like this and made it to the other side, right? So,
yeah, totally. I had my own guide, so I totally get that.
Yeah, and because also when you're so emotional going through such heartbreak, sometimes you can't see things clearly, and you really need that third party to really help you through those things. So, well, Iris, tell us the first thing that could be blocking a woman from finding love.
All right, so one of the things that I love to talk about is called attachment strategies. They used to be called styles, but what we know now is that we can change them. And so it's really important that you start to get clear on what is your attachment strategy. So what does that mean? That came from your childhood when you were totally dependent on your parents and you had to decide, can I depend on them or not? Did mommy disappear and come back? So I never really knew if I could depend on mommy. So I would want to attach to her so that she didn't leave me, so that I always knew I could get the love that I needed, the connection, the warmth, the bed, the food. Or did you have a parent that just disappeared? It could be that a parent died, or it could be divorce. It could be a parent that was emotionally unavailable. So with a parent who was inconsistent, you develop what's called an anxious attachment strategy. So you're always gauging, how close is this guy? Is he pulling back? Is he here? Is he interested in me? Is he dating other women? So you're like always managing all these thoughts, and you tend to chase the man, which doesn't work. And we're going to talk about that later. The second style is someone who has an avoidant attachment style. So you decide, I can't depend on anyone. I'm on my own. You'll recognize yourself in this if you're highly independent. You tend to keep people at arm's length, and you operate in a bubble. Now, at the beginning of dating, it's really great. But once somebody starts to get really close to you, it's like, ooh, risk again. Same as my childhood. My parent just walked away and left me. I'm not going to put up, I'm not going to risk again being in that position, so I push away. So that's someone with the avoidant attachment style. There's also, a first style, that's a secure attachment style. If you've had parents that were consistent with you, then you're secure. But a lot of people that are really struggling with relationship often have either an anxious attachment strategy or an avoidant, or sometimes it's a combination if you've had a traumatic background. And so so the two things, so if you're suffocating a man because of your own anxiety and you need him to call you and text you and let you know that he loves you, then it suffocates a man and he's going to start to pull back. And if you tend to keep a man at arm's length, then it's going to actually bother you when he wants to be connected in a healthy way. It's like, oh, you're suffocating me, and you're going to pull back. So you just want to recognize, what do you bring to relationship, and what do you need to move from that? I can't really answer that in this short podcast, but it's really recognize the strategies that we created from childhood that worked for us as a child that no longer work for us as an adult.
So would you say, this is so interesting to me, and I will tell you, Iris, I mean, I've heard a lot of people talk about attachment styles. You have described it in the most clearest way that I've ever heard, and it's amazing. I was just like, I was hanging on to every word you were saying. I was like, oh my God, I totally get this. And I know all the ladies out there are too, but so would you say, depending on what a woman's attachment style is, because I'm sure every woman out there has recognized what her attachment style is based on what you described, does that mean she needs to get help to work through those attachment styles, or what can she do to overcome those attachment styles?
Well, there's two things. Really, the attachment strategy shows up because of anxiety. Either anxiety because the man is pulled back, or there's too much space in the relationship. Not that it's unhealthy, but for you it feels scary. So it brings up anxiety, which has you chase. Or the relationship is starting to get close and you feel at risk, so your anxiety goes up and you pull back. So it's all about managing your anxiety. If you can do it on your own, great. Whether you do, affirmations or breathing or yoga or meditation that teaches you how to bring down your anxiety level, that's great. And if you can't, then reach out to a professional to help you through that.
I love that you said that, because I think people don't put enough emphasis on things that can help them bring down that anxiety, like meditations or affirmations. Or like for me, I need to go running, because as soon as I go running, I'm just like relaxed. Then nothing bothers me. But if I don't go running, I'm a little crazy. So this has been great. So what else can block a woman from finding love?
Yeah, so one of the big things that if you've had a breakup, whether it's a marriage or a relationship, regardless of your attachment strategy, we tend to go inwards as women. We shut down, we keep our hearts safe. And sometimes the tendency is to say, you know what, I don't really need a man, right? For those of us that are really successful, it's so easy to say, I can earn my own money, I have my own car, I own my own home, I have a successful career, who needs a man? But underneath that, the reality is that we need to be connected to another main person romantically. Yes, friends and family, but on top of that is romantically. And so you want to get clear that if you're telling yourself that you don't need a man, we're actually biologically wired to need another main person in our life. So you want to look at, I call that icing on mud pie. So the icing is I don't need a man, but underneath that, what is there? Probably there's fear of getting hurt again. And that fear is based on, how do I know I'm not going to make the same mistake? So when we get clear on what it is that's stopping us, we can either do the work ourselves or get the help to be able to move out of those fears that are keeping us paralyzed and in a place where we tell ourselves it's okay.
Aw, that is so true, because I have heard a lot of my clients say that, the strong, independent woman that says, I don't need a man, and I'm like, but if you dig a little bit deeper, I know deep down inside you really do want the right man. It's just you've been hurt before, and so you've put up a lot of walls, and so of course, we can all survive on our own, but, we really want to be with that right person so we can grow old and retire with the right person, right?
Totally. It's about the right person.
Okay, so is there anything else that you can share with us that may be blocking someone from finding love?
Yeah, I think the other thing is what we just touched on is in order to get into a relationship with a good man, we need to get really clear on our value. Because if we don't feel we're valuable, or we've had lots of experiences in our childhood and even in relationships where we've been dismissed or put down, or we felt invisible, or our needs weren't important, we tend to try to earn a man's love. And when we're in that earn energy, he's up here and we're down here, and we're always dog paddling to try and keep our head above water. What do I need to do next? What can I give him? What can I say to him? What can I remind him of? And it's exhausting, and it's not a meeting of two people that are at the same level. So if you want a man that's going to respect you, treat you well, you have to respect yourself and treat yourself well. And that comes from really valuing the gifts that you bring. And that takes work. because most of the things that we don't like about ourselves are the other side of the coin. The light side, the shadow side is we don't like them. The light side is like, that's the gift that we bring to the world. So we want to get clear on what are those things that I've suppressed in the back because I don't like that about me. How can that show up as a gift to the right man? And when we own that, we attract a man that's, an equal for us.
I love that you said that. That was so awesome. It's so true, ladies. I want everyone out there just to be the best version of yourself and just own yourself and know your self-worth and what you have to offer a man. So, Iris, this has been an amazing interview. So, I know you have a great gift for the ladies. So, can you tell them all about it?
Yes, and it's perfect for this interview because it's really how to spark a man's desire without chasing him. It's an ebook. Suzanne, you've got the link. As soon as you put your name and email, you get it right away, and you can start to learn how to create that chemistry and that desire without chasing a man. Because when you chase a man, it actually dims the desire. So I'm going to teach you how to do it in a way that amps that up and keeps that desire alive and fiery.
Awesome. So, ladies, if you're watching the video, just click on the link below. And if you're listening to the podcast, ladies, just go to singleandstilettos.com and look for Iris's interview, and you'll see the link on that page. All right, so thanks everybody for joining us on the Single and Stiletto Show. Our show is available both in video format and podcast format. If you'd like to view the videos, you can go to singleandstilettos.com, and if you'd like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. And if you would like to get our free ebook on why men disappear without a trace, you can click right here on the video, or you can go to singleandstilettos.com.